If your child has been dealing with chronic inflammation, autoimmune challenges, constant infections, gut issues, or just mysterious health struggles that never seem to fully resolve, chances are you've been told the same thing over and over again. Manage it. Manage the symptoms, manage the diet, manage the flare-ups. In conventional medicine, that often looks like a handful of medications every single day. In the functional world, it can look like a handful of supplements, vitamins, minerals, and protocols. Different approaches, well right at their perfect time, but they have the same end goal, and that is management only. But also, no one is stepping back to ask a much more important question. Why can't your child's immune system calm itself down in the first place? Because when we ask that question, we're led to something most parents have never heard about in this conversation: the vagus nerve. This is for the parents who feel like they've tried everything: the diets, the supplements, the specialists, the protocols, and maybe things have helped a little bit, but your child is still struggling long term. You're now ready for a deeper answer, not just another layer of management. Because what's actually happening in your child's body often starts much earlier than anyone realizes. We see this pattern all the time. It starts with colic, then transforms to reflux, then ear infections, with one round of antibiotics after another. As they get older, maybe it turns into allergies, eczema, or asthma, and eventually a diagnosis lands. Something autoimmune related, something chronic, something that suddenly pulls you into a whole new world of specialists and medications. And at every stage, the focus is on treating the symptom in front of you, but no one is asking why your child's immune system keeps overreacting in the first place. You might hear genetics, you might hear, we don't really know, but when we look deeper in the research, we see that kids who receive multiple rounds of antibiotics early in life are significantly more likely to struggle with allergies, asthma, gut issues, and autoimmune challenges later on. And while that's important, it still doesn't fully answer the question, because when we have to go one step deeper. Why were the infections happening so frequently to begin with? For so many families, the answer traces back to one thing: a nervous system that lost its ability to regulate. And that's where the vagus nerve really comes into play. Most people have heard of fight or flight, that main stress response, the gas pedal of your body. But your body also has a brake pedal, and that brake pedal is primarily through the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the longest cranial nerve in the body. It connects the brain to the heart, lungs, gut, and immune system. It's the main driver of your parasympathetic nervous system, the side responsible for rest, digestion, healing, and regulation. When it's working well, it acts like an air traffic controller, coordinating everything in the body, including how the immune system responds. But when it's not working properly, that coordination breaks down, and that includes your child's ability to turn off inflammation. There's actually a pathway in the body called the cholinergic anti-inflammatory pathway, and it's essentially the immune system's off switch. When inflammation rises, the vagus nerve sends signals to the brain. The brain sends a signal back, releasing a neurotransmitter that tells the immune cells to calm down and stop producing inflammatory chemicals. That's how the body is designed to regulate itself. But when vagal function is disrupted, that off switch doesn't work well. So instead of inflammation rising and resolving, it rises and stays. And over time, that becomes chronic inflammation. So now the question becomes, why would the vagus nerve stop working the way it's supposed to? This is what we like to call the perfect storm in our office. It's a combination of stressors that hit the nervous system during key developmental windows. It can start as early as pregnancy, where prenatal stress begins shaping the nervous system. Then birth, especially if there were interventions like C-sections, forceps, or vacuum, that can place physical stress on the brainstem and upper neck, where the vagus nerve is most vulnerable. Then we layer in environmental stress, toxins, chemicals, and modern lifestyle factors, plus things like antibiotics, which impact the gut and immune system. And early on, this doesn't show up as an autoimmune disease. It shows up as things like digestive issues, sleep struggles, excessive crying, frequent infections. But over time, if that nervous system stays stuck in stress mode, the symptoms evolve. and eventually they get labeled as separate conditions when in reality they're all interconnected. Now, a lot of families do turn to natural approaches, and those can be incredibly helpful. Things like breath work, sleep, nutrition, omega-3s, connection, those are all supporting the nervous system in great ways, but they don't correct the underlying interference if it's there. If there's stress and dysfunction at the level of the brainstem and upper cervical spine where the vagus nerve lives, then those tools are supporting a system that's still not functioning properly. It's like trying to remodel a house on a cracked foundation. You can do beautiful work on the surface, but until the foundation is stable, things keep shifting. And that's why so many parents say, we've tried everything and it helped a little, but we're not getting where we want to be. This is where a neurological approach can change everything. Neurologically focused chiropractic care works by identifying and removing interference in the nervous system, what we call subluxation here, especially in areas that impact vagus nerve function. We use insight scans in our office to actually measure what's happening in your child's nervous system. Thermal scans show patterns of stress and imbalance. EMG scans show tension and interference. HRV shows how well the body can adapt and regulate. And what we constantly see in kids dealing with chronic inflammation and autoimmune challenges is a nervous system stuck in stress mode with depleted energy and poor regulation. When that interference is reduced and the nervous system starts to function properly, something amazing and powerful happens. That anti-inflammatory pathway can come back online. The body can finally regulate inflammation the way it was designed to do. The immune system becomes much more balanced. Kids handle stress better. They get sick less often. They recover faster. And this is real measurable inside-out change, especially with our scans. So if your child is dealing with chronic inflammation, autoimmune challenges, or a pattern of health struggles that keep getting managed but never truly resolved, this may be the missing piece for you. Your child's body knows how to heal. Their nervous system knows how to regulate, but it has to be able to function properly first. They don't need more labels, more medications, or more layers of supplements. They need more nervous system support, more regulation, and more function. If you're ready to explore that option, click the links in our bio, send us a DM on Instagram, or schedule directly with myself, Dr. Devin, or Dr. Liv at Lighthouse Family Chiropractic in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Let's get their nervous system checked and find out what's really going on underneath it all, because the path forward doesn't start with more management. It starts with restoring the foundation.